with this guy. And okay, it's called meditation paradox. Okay, meditation paradox, amazing. Great title, great title. So you're gonna give how it's a double-edged sword. Okay, let's see what you have to say.
Everyone, we all know that we need conscious awareness.
Mm.
We need the to be here and present, but also that thinking of conscious awareness, and the control that we try.
Okay, everybody is everybody is in the present, right? But it's the filter, it's their perspective, it's their allegiance that matters, not this nonsense consciousness that this person is talking about. What is he talking about?
Try to enact on our
Mm.
environment and all the different ways that the ego forces us
Yeah.
to think and pushes us and nudges us.
Exactly. So it pushes you and it nudges you. What are you talking about? You're talking about the swarm, exactly. But no, you won't say that there is allegiance that you have to pledge because you either accept the living life and the love and the truth, or you relinquish it in a false premise, under a false premise, and have Satan as your one true worshipable master. Yes.
It really is about getting out of your own way.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways.
It's a paradox too, because the only way to truly surrender to reality is to not fucking care.
Wow, this guy totally just gave it to you. He just smashed your brain, just like this omelet inside is. And of course, what is he talking about? He's talking about the only time you overcome reality is to not give a damn. Wow. So profound. No, it couldn't be that the world is here to be overcome. Yes. No, it's that you have to give a zero damns.
It's absolutely true. And that's what's going to free you up to be the most effective in your caring.
And you're caring, you mean you're caring of yourself, right? Exactly, because it's all about yourself, right? For this mentality to work, it's all about you. Yes.
You
Yeah.
cannot get around that head fuck because it is absolute, and that is absolutely true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So wait. I mean, this is the thing that people really struggle with because a lot of people hear will hear everything you just said, and
Is he gonna apologize somehow and kind of try to sugarcoat it?
and all this stuff about Shinzen, not caring, and think, okay, if I meditate, well,
Yeah.
I'm going to be ineffective. I'm not going to be able to do anything.
But that's what I'm saying is the paradox. It's like the person who's most effective is the person who gives up needing to be effective. It's like because that's how you free up all the energy.
That's how you free up the energy. Exactly. That's how you let go and just puncture yourself and beat the living life out of you. Yes, that is the absolute truth. And look, he knows. He knows that what he's saying is exactly that. That's why he's looking down.
It's like if you're trying to control everything all the time, you're going to be really limited in what you can actually do. If you just let go and let things be as they are.
Yeah, become a sieve, guys. Become a sieve and just have all that life just dissipate and disappear. Because you know what? It's all about you, and as long as you feel good, do it. And no, it's not possibly that there could be a right and a wrong way to do things or to live exactly because you only live the one way because it's life and the other anything else is not life exactly. So it's not that there's multiple shades of gray. No, it is either the truth or the dust, right? And this person chose the dust, and that's why their dust hair is flowing in the wind.
You're kind of like, it's like you're conserving all this deep, deep well of energy that's there. And then when you really do need to make a move, because it does fucking matter, then you've got the energy to act, and you act in a way that's probably.
No, you don't. You're just gonna be swayed by your emotions, and you're gonna think you made a good choice, but no, you went with the flow because that's what you believe, going with the flow, and you believe with I don't know, but it's showing itself.
Probably more effective because it's less distorted. So
Yeah.
it's just skillful use of energy.
Skillful use of energy, guys, because it's all about energy and expanding your mind into this vast consciousness. Wow, the abyss, guys, just stare into the abyss forever. And it's not possibly that it's about recognizing your allegiance, and that is the source of anything that will enter you and your mind and your space, because it's a temple, it's a sacred space, and you are the only one that can have that determination, because you are the one that decided to separate. Yes.
That's what I've learned from practice, and even from getting older, because I'm 46 now and I don't have the energy I used to have. It's like choosing your battles. And then seeing, like, now I'm like, that seems really tiring. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to actually just sit here and chill and relax, so I'll have the energy to do what I need to do when I need to do it.
So you're old and now you don't have the energy. Is that what you're saying? You're old and you're just exhausted. You're the lion that's dying, okay? And there's a new champion coming, because you believe you're an animal, right? So yes, you believe that you are, yeah, exactly. You're defeated.
But that's kind of, that maturity is sort of, I think, a big part of the meditative, like, learning.
Well said.
It's
Well said. Wow. This guy, is just salivating for the next thing that this guy's going to say. Wow, look. He's just salivating. Wow, his mouth is so dry. He's trying to stimulate that saliva to lubricate him, because no, he's devastated. The friction down his pipe is just too heavy. He cannot handle it. It's become a desert, and it's slowly turning to sand, and slowly turning into what he believes he is, which is dust and hamburger.
so interesting what you're talking about as it relates to, like, how when you're on Good Morning America, like, it's sort of figuring out a way to just be in the moment and guide the conversation,
Kind of just like Morning in America.
but don't think too much about what you're saying, but say the right things. And
Don't think about the right. Oh, don't think about what you're saying, but say the right things. What? This, guys, this is the stare of. He's trying to be intimidating. That's the stare of intimidation. Okay, look, but it's looking into the abyss, and he's looking desperately into the abyss for answers, because he's clueless, and what he's saying doesn't make sense. Okay, look, listen to him.
have poignant things and good questions and being able to engage, but not being too conscious of how it sounds or what you're trying to achieve by your words or the image that you're trying to portray.
And of course, he's saying it in a high pitched voice. Why?
There's so many parallels that would exist in stand-up comedy,
Yep.
that they exist in podcasting, they exist in martial arts. Like when you're doing martial arts, that's a big part of being able to train effectively, is to focus almost entirely on the movements themselves, to have them trained into a way where they're a pathway that you can almost observe.
Right. So, okay. So this guy's good. He's like, yes, the flesh is the only way you come to meditate. Yes, because then you establish the pathways and the architecture, and then it becomes second nature. No, it becomes brainwashed into you. Yes, of course. And just like you would meditate, you're doing the same thing. You're doing the brainwashing, the pair. You're building the architect. Okay, you are building that. It's like Inception. Okay, the movie. Okay, look. He loves that movie probably, and he's describing exactly that wow, just by going in there and training the mind, you get to build this just mashed. Okay, this person, I don't know, it's a mashed way to perceive life, because no, you can become dedicated to something, but it's based on allegiance to a profound basically the fountain of your life, and what that is for you, and that ultimately determines the love that you have to give. Either it's Satan's love or the love of the living God, right? Of the Holy Spirit that you talk about, but no, you call it the power of now, and you call it consciousness, and you call it working out in the octagon, and having that foresight. That's what you call it. But no, that is the deception. That is the abusing your awareness to be at that level that it only responds to what you want it to do. That's the trauma. That's the abuse, and you are responsible for it fully. Everyone deserves and gets exactly what they get. Okay?
Like you are an observer and a passenger as much as you're the driver of the experience. That it's all just sort of taking place. And when you start tweaking and freaking out about it, that's when everything tightens up, and that's when you start to run into all these like real issues with training.
And this guy's probably gonna laugh and say, "Yes, everybody gets what they deserve," and he's gonna say, "Yes, of course, I deserve to be famous and powerful and influential." But no, this guy, you don't know what this guy deals with. Okay, you have no idea. But I mean, to be at the level and you want to find out, go ahead, do it, and do it fully, and then you will know. Okay, and of course, that is the virtue of this world that promises you that false promise, because once you're there, you're just devastated because you don't even know what it is. You're just willingly doing it because now you succumb to that allurement. Okay, you succumb to the allurement. Allurement to what? Exactly nothing, the abyss, because you believe you came from nothing and you are nothing. So therefore that's what you're gonna chase. It's gonna be that your chase. You're gonna chase that. Okay, it's your chase, and you love it. You love it. It's like training for you. Okay, it's like training for the octagon. Okay, and you love it, and you want to cage fight it until you beat the flesh and you beat the living life out of you.
But that's why I find basic, we've talked a lot about, Jeff has talked, as he always does, very beautifully about deep end of the pool.
This guy's like a young Stephen Harper. Look at him. It's him. Okay, look, guys, it's Stephen Harper, and he has infiltrated the studio at Joe Rogan Paradigm Entertainment, 666 Illuminati, whatever his logo is. But listen, it's amazing. This is the young Stephen Harper in the making, and they're just blasting the past and presenting it to you like amazing. And he's gonna romance you and silver tongue you and tickle your ear and make you feel all sorts of fuzzy. Okay? And the unicorn is gonna come just all of a sudden and just blast him. Okay? It's gonna blast him from ear to ear.
Mysticism and highly attained meditators, but the nuts and bolts basic application of beginner's mindfulness meditation, which Jeff and I talk about, is what allows you to get out of your own way. Because saying to people, hey, get out of your own way, get out of your head, is a very frustrating thing to hear, because you're like, how the hell do I do that?
So
Exactly, because they're smashed like you are. And the only reason they everybody resists to recognizing that is because no, it's your fountain of life. How can you abandon that? And that's why it tells you that to learn how to float, because it wants you, and it's gonna promise you all sorts of trickery and illusory, but ultimately it's the most horrifying thing you've ever experienced in your life. Yes, it is, and you know it, but somehow it's amazing to you, and you love it, and you love the heroes and the super action and the blast of the XXX and everything that means, because you love guys in hard t-shirts that sweat, and you love seeing the women that look like men and are who cares, right? Because at this point you're obliterated, and at this point all you care about is the next best thing. And what is that? Well, it's the promise of technology that you will pave the way to space. And it's going to be amazing because there's going to be all sorts of things and creatures there. And it's amazing because you don't even know your own oceans, what is in the depths of the oceans, but it doesn't matter. Okay? It doesn't matter. You don't even care. You don't even care.
But the basic move of beginner meditation, which is to sit with your eyes closed, bring your full attention to the feeling of your breath coming in and going out. And then as soon as you try to do this, your mind's going to go bonkers. You're going to start thinking about, what's for lunch? Where do I need a haircut? Where do gerbils run wild? Blah, blah, blah. And the whole game is just to notice when you've become distracted in a non-judgmental, friendly way. Oh, yeah, that's anger. That's random thoughts, whatever. Let it go. Go back to the breath.
Okay, so practicing the meditation, the breath, the heavy panting, right? That's why you worship. Okay, you worship the air, exactly. And of course, the prince of the air, you know who that is, and it's your daddy, and it's amazing because he provides for you so much, because you worship it, and nature is the goddess, and you love it so much, and it's amazing, and it's so amazing. Okay.
Over and over and over ad infinitum. And that basic bicep curl for your brain allows you to have a less hostile relationship to
less hostile, right? It allows you to be less hostile, right? It just deceives you further, making you believe that you have control over it. Yes, that you're the observer and you have control over everything, and that you can just sit there in this, just getting hemorrhoids, just just there in a bliss, in a state of just bashed. Okay, just bashed, right? When all you're supposed to do is pray. Okay, you pray and you humble yourself and you ask. You don't ask for anything. You just surrender and admit the truth, and you live by it, and you live wholly by it. Okay, you don't go into a bashed state of brain state and then say I have control over that because I am amazing, I'm a hero, I'm a sweaty guy in a t-shirt in a movie. Okay? No.
To your inner chaos. It allows you to see it clearly. And that is the mechanism by which for me at least, by which all of the things we're talking about here, not freaking out on live television, being able to survive in a sensory deprivation tank.
Right, just being further, just know they're telling you, right? Meditation is good so that you can be a better, just drone. Yes, so you don't freak out in public and just damage your image, right? Because that's all it is for them. How they're perceived in the world. They want the world to love them. Okay, and so they do everything in their power that is in their brain power that's bashed and smashed. That will give them the sense of control that they are convincing others of how good of a person he is. Okay? No.
Like when you think Joe Rogan might judge you for freaking out and jumping out. All that stuff allows you to see the chatter arise. This basic move that we're doing in meditation, which is just sitting back and allowing all this stuff to come up without trying to grab it or push it away, can help you in the things that we're talking about here. Martial arts, stand-up comedy, all of the things.
All of the things, guys. Look, it's the key to everything. Right? Exactly. They want you to believe that the brain is the source and it's everything. Oh, the brain. And the brain is amazing. Okay? They say the brain is amazing. Why is the brain amazing? Well, you don't even know. And the thing is, what is the brain? Exactly. It's bashed and it's twisted and it's scrambled. But it doesn't even matter because that's just a physical thing, right? But the thing is, to you it's everything because you are a hamburger, and so therefore you study the flesh and you study it fully. And you did a very good job of it, right? At the cost of so many deaths and examinations and just discussed. But why? Oh, all in the name of science. But it's amazing because now you're going to do more discussing things and say, wow, I have the answer. Why? Because it's technology. And now I'm going to just blast it into myself and just make it part of me. Just make it part of what I do. Just make it everything that guides. That is your source of life. The beast, the machine. Okay, you are an animal, so you are a beast, right? You are just a dirty monkey that you has to meditate, otherwise you'll be feeling shit everywhere at everyone at all times, right? So you have to hone the beast because you believe the beast. Okay, and ultimately that is the tool because you have succumbed to the beast nature, and the only state of meditation is when you are blasting your brain into a state of just not doing, just smashing and dashing. Because that's the only time that you fully see yourself for what you are. And yes, it brings anger, like you said, and it does. So what do? You just ignore it, right? You just push it away. You say, just push all thoughts away, and that's meditation. And that just empowers the self-ego more and more and more, and you're just feeding the beast and beast and beast. And that way, you feel you have more control of your life because you go into this bash state of pushing everything away, and you just push it away, and you recognize it for what it is, and it doesn't bother you in that state because you're so high, you're so enlightened, and you're so above the sky, and you're probably in space, and you're just paving the way. You're meditating, you're even paving the way while you're meditating. Isn't that amazing? Yes, it is.
So can I just say something about where it turned a corner for me when I was practicing, because I was a terrible meditator.
How is one a terrible meditator? Okay, who knows? Because you have probably not panting hard. You're probably not panting hard enough or right enough, okay? And that's why, because the worship of the air techniques tell you not to do that, okay? And why? Because you have no clue of what life is, right? And you defile it then at every given moment. You're just, this clueless, wondrous thing that just tramples over everything that you think is sacred, but you have no clue because you're trying to find it the whole time. But it's like trawling. You're just trawling because you're fishing. You're fishing because you're hungry, but at the same time, you're destroying everything. Okay? It's amazing.
It was it was understanding the actual skills that we're building. And that's the thing I think that links all of what we're talking about here. When you talk about martial arts, when you talk about being a broadcaster, when you talk about comedy, talk about practice, it's like there are particular kinds of mind-body skills that we're training. And those skills are actually, they have names. There's a feeling of what that's happening that you can
Exactly. It all goes down to feeling, right? Because no, it couldn't be that you why you're feeling the state, the dismay, the dissolution, the total desolation, devastation, just everything. Okay, the death. You're feeling death, and you want to you know that it's here to be overcome, but no. Then you're told that, oh, just meditate and just just think your way out of it. Actually, no, just reject thought away. Just bash and smash and and collide and just fervently just manipulate yourself into a total bliss. Okay, which is which is what it is. Okay, it's a total bashing. Okay, it's a total omelet. Okay, a prime Swiss. It even has holes in it, Swiss cheese, guys, because it's just holy. It's holy in the sense of it has holes in it, right? It is in the sense of you have no clue what's going through it. Okay, what is it? What is your brain? And at the same time, what you were a terrible meditator. Why? And of course, now you're going to try to apologize for it.
experience when you're training that muscle group. And that was, when I started understanding things that way, because of Shinzen, because he talks about it that way, but Buddhism talks about it that way.
Exactly. I'll go into Buddhism, right? The Buddha, he was this fat, jolly guy. Who cares? But he wasn't even that, maybe. He's just a spirit. Who knows? Maybe it's all just allegory, right? Is it? Who cares? But in the state, he believes it. So he believes it. So it's his worship. His worship. Because every living thing is worship. And it's chanting all the time. It's always in enchant. This is an enchantment because it's always in abundance, always expressing, right? The word of Gohu, the word of God, exactly. But you know nothing of it, and you live in the corrupt this realm of the language, the perversion, the definitions, everything. It's just a collusion of the colossal lie that is that the self and the ego is here to be defeated or just to honed, controlled. You think that you are the guy riding the horse, and then the horse that has the reins, whatever that proverb. It's just garbage, because you know what? The only thing that you have to do in life is accept or deny the responsibility of life, the life that you have. Okay, you're not responsible for the life you have. So what allegiance is it that you are with? Are you in allegiance with the life that is, or in allegiance with the life that you want to create? Exactly. You have made the choice. So what is that? And of course, there's nothing under the sun that is new. And of course, you believe that by going into this blasted state of just total mind mashing, you're going to be able to have clarity. No, the only thing you're doing is just ignoring life, just further beating the life out of you. Okay, this is a process of trauma, guys. Meditation is a process of trauma, to think that you are above it all, and to think that you have control. And of course, they're going to tell you, no, it's not about control. It's to just observe, right? Just to observe it all. No. Okay, because the reason why you're in this blasted state is because you're doing that very thing, just observing and just reacting emotionally, being bashed, pounded around from ear to ear, just pounded, just pounded, derailed, and defiled every day. Okay?
They talk about the factors of awakening, that you're building up concentration, which is your capacity just to pay attention to what you want to pay attention to. It's like a commitment. Your mind wanders, you bring it back. That's one skill. You're building up clarity, which is your ability to be clearer and make discernments of what's happening in your experience.
Exactly, but it all comes down to emotional state. So anybody can find an emotional state that they have standardized or whatever, and then they will meditate to get to that level. Okay, because it's a state of emotion. You have no idea what you're talking about. So this emotive state, meaning what manipulation of the flow of life, because your heart is turned by God, okay? And that means that you have to overcome, and you have to understand why it's doing that to you, and you have to understand that what you're feeling is not to be fully embraced in the flesh, because that's what you're led to believe, and it's why this is why you're shattered. It's why you're shattered, right? Because you don't know how to deal with the flesh. You have no idea. You have no idea how to deal with the flesh. And that's the purpose, because you are the flesh. That is the purpose, okay? That is the purpose. And you are the purpose, yet you deny it. And you want to go out and make your own purpose. So that's why you're shattered. And that's why you return to sit down and get hemorrhoids and just bash yourself into an oblivion, thinking that you are somehow rising above.
What's happening in a social experience? Is this the right time to say this thing? What's happening inside me? Like, what am I really feeling, and versus how am I acting? Like, so dialing up that resolution dial and building up equanimity, which is just the
Equanimity. Anonymity in the new era. I mean, there's just slamming words, and it's just amazing, okay? Because look, everybody wants to have a sense of individual, importance. And of course, when you go into the state of bliss, that's the very thing that happens. And you think you're growing the love that you have inside, but no, you're just turning your heart further and further into stone and writing further doctrine of man into it. And that's what's going to be written. And that's what you're going to be bashed with, okay? And it's going to bash you and smash you and dash you and slash you, right? And just circumcise you and day in and day out, just eviscerating you, shallow cuts, deep ones, all sorts of things. And you won't even know what just hit you. And you won't even know why. Okay, because you're just somewhere. You're just blasted somewhere else. You are just blasted somewhere else. Yes.
Can I actually not fight with my experience as it's unfolding? Can I have this centeredness in the middle of what's going on, whether I'm doing martial arts, whether I'm doing comedy, whether I'm doing meditation? The beauty of a meditation practice is it makes explicit what those skills are. In a simple situation.
It's like Neo in the Matrix. It makes explicit. You get to choose what program you want to run when you sit down. Oh my goodness. Really? Okay, you're just the way that this guy thinks the brain works is that it's just this blank bliss, just bliss. Okay, no, it's not. Okay, because that's the brain, the mind. The brain is mash. Okay, but the mind, come on, you don't even know what the mind is, because to begin with, you don't even know what the brain is. So how could you even understand what the mind is? What is the mind? Who cares what the mind is? Because you know that you are the witness. Okay, what are you? Because you wake up and you open your eyes, and what's happening? What's happening? Okay. You can say, "Oh, there's light entering the bulb," and blah blah blah. And just you would have beautifully written it down in textbooks to just believe it and just keep bashing it into your brain. But what is it? You don't even know. Okay, and so what is it that you're filtering? Okay, the exposure. It's just when you meditate, you're just not. It's exposure, okay, and that's what you think it is. And you're in the dark room, and you just think you can walk freely. But what is it? You're not. You're walking freely according to your allegiance, okay? Bottom line, it doesn't matter whether you're running around walking in your kitchen or walking around inside your bash brain, okay? It doesn't matter. It's the same thing. It's the legion. What is your master? What is ultimately what you're doing? Okay, what are you doing? And what are you calling in when you do all these meditative? I'm going to choose how to meditate on how to have a better business. Are you crazy? No, you're calling in demons to come and tell you, whisper, slither things and acclarations and visions. What you think you're seeing is just a deception. It's a total devastation, a lie, a video game. Because you love video games so much and you just get with your friends and get blasted and play. Perhaps now because you think you're more responsible and sophisticated. So you just probably go and circle jerk with other people and or have orgies. Or I don't care. It doesn't matter. But listen, you believe the corruption. Okay? Yes, you do.
With your eyes closed, you can notice when you're being concentrated, when you're being clear, when you're being honest, when you're being friendly, which is another good skill.
Right, guys, because it's a skill. Yes, it's not just an inherent, reaction, to the life that is abundant and loves and doesn't discriminate. Right? No, just don't look at that. It couldn't possibly be that. And no, you're just flesh that beastly smashes against each other every day. Right? That's all we are, guys. Just remember, because that's what he wants you to believe.
You notice when that's happening. And because you notice when it's happening, you can start to notice how to apply it in every other area of your life. So that's all it is. All practice is about being explicit and deliberate about what qualities of existence, of being, that you want to train in your life. And then you just try to apply it.
Okay, so they're telling you guys, meditation, what it really does is puts you up above. Okay, it puts you up above so you can see. It's a pyramid, guys. Look, that's what he's telling you. When you meditate, you just eliminate all the fervor and the nonsense that's on the bottom, and then you rise above, and then you can see it from every angle, and which angle you can see and manipulate, and you want to, and that's where you think you gain your. Oh, are you? This person has believed the I don't know. He believes in Alice in Wonderland. He believes that the rabbit hole will expose all things to him, and the abyss will speak to him and cuddle him and tell him the sweet nothings that he believes in. Of course, because that's the recycling brain. That's believing in recycling, because you can only recycle the same garbage so many times before it just smashes and explodes. And this guy is about to implode because he's already exploded, and the explosion has now turned to dust that's feeding him back. Okay, and it's filling up in here. But soon the dust will catch fire, and it's game over.
Everywhere. And so that's why you can get people who are, I see them as basically meditation masters on a comedy stage, or people who are basically meditation masters in the sports arena, or in a cage match, or whatever it is. They're applying the same principles. So all these are paths that can bring you into more of a more presence in your life, you know. And
Okay, fool, how many things you need a bus to smash you in the face to tell you that you're present? No, you don't. Because the minute you are, walking around, or even just blasted walking around, it doesn't matter. You're there and you know it. It doesn't matter if you even think you know it. It's just there. Okay, so you're present. You're always present. And whatever it is that you're present with your allegiance to is in the present, that is what you're going to experience. So listen, it's not. It's simple. You just deny it. You just deny it openly, and you're gonna create these blasted, images of just the guy, the monk, the bald monk sitting somewhere, and he's so majestic and amazing. He's just so amazing. He's just blasted. He's just so blasted. He has no recognition. That's why he's so in bliss. Okay, because there's nothing. Because there's nothing. There's nothing. So the flesh has no purpose. There's no purpose to the flesh. There's nothing. You just have to blast yourself into oblivion, thinking that you are the apex of the pyramid, and you can look down at your life and cry. But really, no, you're just desolate. Okay, that's the beast, and you are the beast, and this thing behind you is the beast. You think you are a teddy bear, and that's why you included it in videos and all this satanic worship, subliminal messaging. Okay, and because you want it, it cuddles you, but it also defiles you, and you know it, because that's really what it is. It's this thing right behind you that's probably defiling you right now.
the problem comes when people start saying, no, but my path's the good path. Oh yeah, but I teach meditation, that's more fundamental. Or no, but I do a body practice, this is more fundamental. It's like, it's about the skills. Those are what's fundamental. Yeah.
Right, guys. It's not the lessons learned, during the living, embodiment of eternity. No, guys, don't. It's not about that. It's about the skills. Yes, guys, it's all about the skills. Don't worry about it. It's all about the skills. Listen, this right here. Okay, look, that's the eyes. Look, okay, I think you guys see it too. I probably won't have to say what it is, but no, it's not. The curtains have shut on these doors. Okay, there is nothing, because it is game over, and it's almost like the wax in waning. Okay, it's just obliterated his vision, and he's nothing. And he only sees paper in front of him. The paper mist, the paper dust that he believes in, right? That he wants to create more jobs and create more paper mills and just devastate the world with paper mills because he loves paper. It's all what he wants. Okay?
Yeah, and the more you can concentrate on that, the more you'll enjoy this weird experience.
The mystery of this weird experience.
This weird experience that doesn't have an owner's manual.
Yes,
Like,
yes, dude.
That's one of the things that's always freaked me out
Yes,
about
dude.
the mind.
Oh, it doesn't have an owner's manual. You know what doesn't have an owner's manual? Your brain that was just stolen from you and just bashed and returned to you. And you think it's amazing. You think you got an upgrade, but it's actually just It's late to the party. Okay, the smash brain that you have is late to the party because it was the reason why it got us into all this mess in the beginning and in the end times. And this is truly the end times in the sense that wow, there is no time, and people believe that there is time. There is time, time and time. That's why they want you to believe in the power of now, because time somehow is just now, and it doesn't even matter. But listen, guys, you've been blasted, and the thing is, look. There is no guidebook to meditation. Okay, this guy's saying, right? Of course. Look, everybody knows that if you go in there and blast everything away and just stand still. I mean, no. Listen, the only thing you should be doing is praying to the Father, right? To the one true living God. That's it, right? The holiest of the holiest, the highest of the high, right? To instruct you and guide you and correct you, and it gives you everything. He gives you everything. There's nothing, right? This guy thinks that blasting yourself in the gym, that's what gives you life. No, you're wrong. And why do you think that? Because you have to guzzle down like a dozen eggs each morning or something because that's what gives you the energy? No, you're wrong. It's so wrong. It's just bashed mentality. Come on.
Body. It's like you have this incredible vehicle and this amazing resource that's sort of operating this vehicle, and no one gets a manual, and you're taught how to handle it by people that don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Exactly.
Right, because you're presenting yourself as somebody that knows what they're doing. Exactly. You presented, just by saying that, you presented yourself as someone who knows what the F they're doing. So, good job. And who knows, right? Because you can keep saying it, but you can say it multiple times, and it's probably going to be believed by many. But it doesn't matter because you're just connected and bashed, and connected to the bash line. It's like you have direct input, right? Direct input, direct feed in, output. But, input, and it's what the output is, right? So you're receiving the bash signal. So of course you're gonna put out a bashed message, okay? It's just simple. It's just, and you can try and deceive yourself that you're being clever and all this stuff, but look, no, it's just trash. It's just recycled garbage because there's nothing new under the sun. Yes.
It's teachers in school, or whether it's the kids that you grow up with, or maybe even perhaps your parents or sports coaches. You get shitty operating advice. They're grinding the gears and banging into trees, and no one knows how to handle this thing correctly.
Particularly in our culture.
They don't know how to handle this thing.
Wow. I mean, one of the points that Sam Harris, a mutual friend of ours, great podcaster, great writer, has made.
Right. Great podcaster, great writer. Because that's all he is, right? Because he's just bashed and he has no idea how else to describe him, right? No. He can't say, wow, he stands for truth. Yeah, wow, what an inspiration to all people to just, abandon the world. No, you can't say that. He can't say that. He has to say, wow, he's a great vlogger, and wow, he's a great writer. So he's admitting he's a great programmer. I like his program, and I've bought into it. Yes, it's amazing.
In his book, Waking Up, which was one of his many books, but I think my favorite, is that, in the West, we've developed an intellectual and scientific culture that is really robust and...
Well, no, it's just totally blasted. It's just robust in the sense that it's working. The brainwashing has wormed itself into the apple of your brain that has been seduced into thinking itself, greater than God. I mean, what are you trying to push here?
Has changed the world and is unquestionably valuable. But in the East, they actually were working on the owner's manual for the mind.
Oh, beautiful. I know. Oh, beautiful. Okay, this guy couldn't wait to say that because now it's all about Eastern philosophy and Eastern theology and whatever you want, whatever they believe in. And it's great because it's blasting his brain even more. And it's great. It tickles and it feels amazing. So this guy just wants the feeling. Okay, he just wants the feeling, instant gratification of glory. Okay, yeah, exactly. But no, you know what? Because the hardest thing to do is to deny the flesh and to actually, overcome the world. But you don't know what that means. So you will never engage in that path, right? So you have chosen your allegiance. And this is why you're saying what you're saying.
For millennia. You've got 2 Buddha statues in here 2,600 years ago, this guy, if he even existed or what we don't know, but this culture of Buddhism and before that the Hindus were working on how do you operate this mind? What is this mind?
Okay, this is the deception. It's very he thinks he's being clever because somehow it's like, wow, these imbeciles just kind of evolved from monkeys. They could have evolved from this metal post right here, as far as I'm concerned. Because give it enough time, guys, and the atoms will just bash with each other enough in the right way, and they will organize and just fill themselves with life and do it because they're just so self-determined, guys. There's just so much self-determination in the world that it will happen. Just give it enough time, right? But oh wait, what is self-determination? You don't even know what that means because you're blasted. It's blasted. It's a pill that you can't even swallow. What is self-determination? You don't even know. Okay, well, I don't know. Purpose? Oh no, it couldn't be that. It couldn't. Oh no, that's the last thing it would be. There's no purpose to any of this. No, none of it at all. You're just blasted, and it flip-flop. It's a pancake all of a sudden, and now it's mashed cream. Okay, mashed cream. It doesn't even have batter. No, it's just cream. And now you're going to have probably something amazing to say about the whole philosophy of rising above.
And I think the beautiful thing we're watching now globally, this trend, is the meeting of these two things. And Jeff is one of the people who's most excited about this. Is partly why we're such good
Right.
friends. The meeting
lie
of
with
this
the flesh.
Western scientific
Wow. Okay, this is what he's saying. He's like, I can't believe the lie. This is what he's saying. He's like, I can't believe the lie.
Is one of the people who's most excited about this. Is partly why we're such good friends. The meeting of this Western scientific
Okay, here
rational
we go.
culture
What is this?
and this Eastern exploration of the mind.
But bro, I want to just call you on something.
Exactly.
Like,
the
I think
the lie, the flesh, and the lie. He's like, I can't believe the lie is being the flesh, right? Because the flesh is the flesh is the science. The science is he spent a whole lifetime proving. Okay, this guy spent a whole lifetime proving that the flesh is what it is with science. Okay, so it's the flesh meeting the lies. Okay, it's the lies of how to blast your brain into thinking that you're rising above it and everything, and that you can command, everlasting enlightenment and truth. Come on, that you dish it out because you're now in the galactic space of nowhere, and that's what you blastedly believe. Okay, and so what are you trying to say? You can't believe that the lie is proving the flesh. Well, it's a lie because you believe in the flesh and you don't realize that. Wow. Okay, it's the word of God that you are living, right? But you don't know that you are the purpose, and that is the purpose, and that you are here to overcome the world, right? But no, you want the world to love you, and of course that's why you have done everything you can to get to this place where you're being fed, and you're being fed, and you're being told that yes, you're being fed, and wow, you're so plump and fit, and look how great you look. You're a young Stephen Harper on the way to success, and it's great, and you love it because this is what you believe in, right? This pole right here, this is evolution, and you're just so blasted. Okay, it could be you because they just randomly just blasted into your brain, and then you became that. It became you, and this, given enough time, it's gonna grow into a totally different species and a different pole. Okay, it's amazing.
An exploration of the mind.
But bro,
Right, because it's like what is the okay, you're just bashed because what is the, you don't have no idea, right? Because this is just gonna have directive, a directive. It's just following the laws of something, but it's just nothing. Don't worry about it. It doesn't mean that there's no determination to it, self-determination. It's just gonna turn into something because it just bashed into it at the right time, the amount of times. Just give it enough time, guys. It just bashes into each other enough times. It knows what to do because it just has a random affinity to things that you don't even understand exactly. And the abyss is what you have to believe in, and the abyss is what brings it all together, and the abyss will tell you how to live, and that's exactly what happens when you go into this blasted state of getting hemorrhoids and blasting up into the blasting galactic center of nowhere, and then you think you're pushing your thoughts away, and you're pushing and pushing, but that's all you're doing, because then you come back bigger than life, thinking that you are in control when you're smashed. Okay, that's nothing.
bro, I want to just call you on something. Like, I think that's absolutely true, but I also think these this understanding, this way of thinking about it is there in the West as well. That it's like the East has made it explicit in very particular ways, but even within humanistic traditions, if you look at like some of the Greek philosophers, who a lot of them were really mystics, if you look within the Abrahamic traditions, there are these understandings are there as well.
Okay, no, it's not. That's not because in the Abrahamic religions, whatever you want to say, it's not because really what the every religion is the same. Come on, it's spin doctoring. It's spin doctorage. You don't even know what that means, but you're just gonna go along with it because look, they're spinning that spirit is just something that you can come to hone and ride like a dragon. Yes, they want you to think it's like something you can come and ride like a dragon, and that you're in charge because you are a god, and you're just blast into oblivion and have a unicorn as your spirit guide, and it will be amazing, right? Because you are the whatever the son of light. You are the son of light, right? Because you believe in light, and that's your God, and you worship death, and it's amazing. And it's so worshipful because you worship yourself, and it's so good because you have this guy to remind you of how amazing you are, and how, okay, because it's all about you, and it's the synchronicity and the geometry. You're just blown away by it, just smashed by it, and you can't even see the beauty in nature, but that just, beauty is a dismay. It's the sirens that call you to be ran ashore and just devastated, okay? But because what is that beauty? It's dust, okay? Beauty is dust. It turns to dust. You can appreciate it for what it is, but that's it. It's overcome, okay? And it's what are you trying to do? Just live by the flesh, exactly, because you worship the flesh, and you can't believe that the flesh is being proven by the lie, and the lie proves the flesh, right? Exactly. That's what you've done, and you're blown away by it. But wow, it's going to be your new God, and it's your new God forever and ever because it's desolate. It has nothing. It's totally severed. There's no life in there.
And they're describing it in similar ways. And like, you hang out with some badass Catholic priest who spent his entire life like in poor neighborhoods, helping people out and like totally being present and working on service, and like the way in which that human being like has learned how to survive and has learned how to flourish and has learned how to be present for his community or her community. It's a lot of the same skills, and there's obviously shadowy aspects everywhere too.
Shadowy
but,
aspects.
These are
But
human.
don't listen to that, guys. It's just, there's some exceptions. Wow, it's not the rule. Okay, what are you saying? You're just bashed. Because if you're pushing that as this ultimate thing, then why is there shadows? Okay, no, it's not real. And it's just a realm, just like this one, where you get bashed and smashed and tossed around, past, and just bent over the cross, right? But because you defiled the cross and what it means, right? You're here to overcome. That's the cross, okay? You have no idea. You have no idea what this is, but you're just going to look. Are you punch drunk? This is the look of punch drunkenness. What is he doing? What is he doing? What is he listening to? His own voice? Amazing. What, because he can't see what he's hearing, what he's saying when he's speaking right in front of the mic? Oh, I'm amazed. It's crazy. No, he's being told things. And he's being told things. And he's being told things over and over again. Over and over again. Crimson and Clover just blasting red and blue just blasting and making him nosebleed out his brains. Okay? Because that's what's happening.
Human universals.
That's right.
It's funny because
Wow, guys, that was
everyone-
it. Okay, anyway, this is just blasted philosophy. What is this? This guy might deny that it's philosophy, but it's doctrine. It's total doctrine, and he knows what it's indoctrinating you into. And if you believe it, great, do it fully and as best as you can, as the Baha'is would say, right? Because they believe in just making anyone that identifies as anything as a better whatever that may be. Okay, so just do that. Just embrace free love. Just embrace all the love, the love, the love, the love, the love. Even if you see somebody getting bent over, but hey, as long as the love is there, it's amazing. There's no love, okay? Because you have severed the life out of you. You have beat the living life out of you. And so why are you crying? Nobody's crying. Nobody's desolate. You're okay, there's nobody crying here. This guy's the toughest guy around. He's going to just beat you and scoff at you, and nothing offends him. He is the smash and dash champion, okay? Because look at him. He is just he embodies all the smash and dash culture, which is just embodied by right back there. Okay, what is the red and the white, and what are these stars? Okay, what is it? It's a brick wall. It's a brick wall that he knows he just smashed into, and then he painted it this color because he wants to just come across as believing in something. But even though you don't know what it means, and what is that? Does he know what it means? Oh, is he a patriot? I don't even know what that means. What does that mean to you? Oh, well, you're just loyal to what exactly? You have allegiance to what? To what? What do you have allegiance to? And it doesn't even matter because nobody gives a damn, like the other guy said just at the beginning. But no, they won't tell you that they don't give a damn about you or anything, because now that they're really just smashed and dashed on, and they're gonna do the same to you, because wow, who cares, right? Because to them you're just dust, and they are dust, and they're a hamburger that just gets to rise above the flesh, because he's gonna develop something that will turn the hamburger into a living being, right? This is what he believes. He thinks that he's gonna Frankenstein himself into the living. What is the living? He believes that it's a portal. It's probably some portal, some Stargate. But no, he just does that in the sacrifice. I mean, everybody is in this. We're all doing it. It's all the sacrifice, right? The sacrifice of all the flesh that we surround ourselves with, and the swarm being subdued and just unconsciously just being tossed around and passed around. But kids, look, he's in a slumber. It's a deep, deep slumber that feels so awake because you're being inception, and okay, somebody took Plan B inside the contraception because come on, look, they're in you just defiling, and who's they? It's the only swarm. It's the Legion. Come on, you have to understand. It's multiple fractured selves. It's that, right? It's the voices in your head that you think are the spirit guides. It's the deception. You don't have no idea. The clues that manifestations and signs you think you see and visions, they're just nightmares. They're nightmares that show you the devastation of the corruption that you're living. And of course, you have no idea what it means, but you'll interpret it according to your astrology charts, and what what Graham Hancock will say, and probably what all these other silver tongue whisperers and wordsmiths are doing. Okay, and you believe it, and it's just smash and dash because it's just over to the next party, and it doesn't matter because you're probably married, and if you are married, amazing, because you get somebody that you can smash and dash with, and you're just smashing and dashing each other.
We all
Okay, see you later, and let's talk real. Okay, this is real talk, yes, and you know it because it matters.